What's the craziest thing that happened when you got your nails done by a man instead of a woman? I've been going to the same nail salon for 4 years straight. So when my usual nail tech Louisa told me she didn't have any space for me but told me her husband could take me, I couldn't turn him down. Christmas was coming up and I needed my Christmas acrylic set. At first everything was going well. He looked like he knew what he was doing and I wasn't worried. But that's when it happened. My phone battery died. I got bored and looked at her husband's phone. I wasn't even trying to be nosy. It's just that his lock screen was him and his wife Louisa together and they looked so cute together. But that's when it happened. A notification popped up on his screen that said, "I miss you so much." And the profile picture was obviously a girl. A girl who wasn't Louisa. Was he cheating? I tried to tell myself it was nothing, that it was just a coincidence. But then the next message came in. If it wasn't for Louisa, we would have more time together. Then, you mean everything to me. I'm so happy I found you. My heart dropped. I couldn't process what was going on. His wife was right beside him, working on a different client, and he was texting another girl, but turns out none of this was even the craziest part, because that's when her husband opened the chat. I pretended like I wasn't paying attention, but I was watching the whole thing from the corner of my eye, and got a better look of the profile picture. The person he was texting looked extremely young, like really young, like under 15 years old young. I took a deep breath. No way. Maybe it was just a bad photo. Maybe the person was older than they looked. But then I saw the messages more clearly. He was typing things like, "I'm so proud of how mature you are," and "I can't believe you're already 13. I felt physically sick. Every part of me was screaming to get out of there, but I also knew that if I left, I might be letting something terrible happen. I watched him type out a message about how he couldn't wait to finally meet up with her that evening. He said he'd been waiting for the right time and tonight was finally going to be it. He even asked her to wear the cute tutu she owns from Shein. Then, right after he sent that, he turned to Louisa and said, "I can't make dinner with you tonight. My mom texted and said she needed help with something." He lied to her face, right in front of me, like it was nothing. That's when I made my decision. While he was focused on my nails, I quietly pulled out my own phone and texted the police. I gave them the address and told them what I'd seen. They said they were on their way. Now I just had to stall. My nails were basically done at that point, so I started asking for extra stuff that I didn't even like. I asked for these ugly blue gems because it's all he had left. It killed me, but I knew it was for the greater good. At one point, I even took my socks off, got my dogs out, and asked him for a pedicure. I could tell he was disgusted by the wart on my toe, but I figured that was a good thing because it would take him longer to get through. He had just finished my left foot when finally, I saw the police cars pull up outside. Officers walked in and headed straight for Louisa's husband. I felt this wave of relief wash over me. I'd done the right thing. I'd stopped something horrible from happening. I watched as the officers talked to her husband and he showed them his phone. I expected them to arrest him on the spot, but they didn't. Instead, they started laughing. It was such a deep belly laugh that their bellies were literally vibrating. "What is going on?" I asked, extremely confused. They came over to me and explained what was actually going on. Turns out the girl he'd been texting was his biological daughter. His daughter that his ex had never told him she existed. His daughter that he just started building a relationship with. He'd been keeping it a secret from Louisa because he didn't know how to tell her yet. The meeting up he'd mentioned was her 13th birthday party that evening. From that day, I decided to stick to press-on nails from TikTok Shop.